Before we start, warning. Spoilers ahead. Today, I'm going to recap a 2021 inspirational action Korean movie called Shark. This movie is about a nerd who is imprisoned for retaliating against a bully. The bully is waiting for him from outside to take revenge. It turns out that this nerd finds a martial arts teacher in prison. A good man, who is actually youngest world MMA champion. So, what does the training look like? Is he able to fight against his enemies? Let's find it out. The movie starts with a man named Hyun, who is on his way home after becoming the youngest MMA world champion. He also gets good news from his mom that his little sister is also coming back after they haven't seen each other for a long time. While arriving, the house is already dark and everyone seems to sleep. He is opening the refrigerator, but it turns out that his hand has become covered by blood. Then, he sees his sister and also his mom are dying. Suddenly, a man tries to kill him using rope. He turns things around and smacks him down. There are also two other men fighting with him using knives. But they are all knocked down and beaten badly. Seeing his sister and mother die, he punches them all without stopping until they are dead. Couple years after that, the news has been spread and this youngest MMA world champion is sentenced to prison. On the other hand, in school, there is a smartest nerd student, named Woo, who is busy preparing to continue his studies. Then, there is a new transfer student who is an active boxing athlete, named Suk. Everyone welcomes him. But, in the break time, Soek is directly beating the ruler in their school and he becomes number 1 there. It turns out that Suk recognizes Woo, who is his former victim of bullying in junior high school. Then, he bullies Woo badly, but his girlfriend doesn't accept his action. Suk turns his bullying into this girl. It makes Woo beg him to stop, but he gets more bullied instead. His patience is running out. He then takes a sharp pen and stabs Suk's eyes until they bleed. The scene moves to the courts, where Woo is sentenced as guilty and imprisoned for some years. Now, he continues his life by being a prisoner. There, he finds a good friend and also joins a good cowardly gang, who always hopes for peace. Woo gets informed that there are 3 men that he has to avoid. This big strong man and the nimble short man, both of them are gangster leaders. And the last is Hyun, the MMA champion, who is also imprisoned there. One day, the prisoners are playing football and they need 2 more players. Woo and his friend are forced to play. While playing, Woo gets scolded because he just stands still. While he tries to kick the ball, it turns out that he kicks the wrong balls. It makes this big man furious and Woo is forcibly dragged somewhere. On their way, Hyun is passing by. Seems Hyun is a good person, Woo rushes to him and is begging for help. He looks indifferent to Woo. But suddenly he pities him and tries to talk with them for leaving him. Doesn't accepting being ordered, this big man suddenly punches Woo. But he can dodge it easily and even knock him down by only 1 slap. Although he is free today, Woo still gets haunted by the big man and his gang. On the same day, he also got a visitor. He is Suk, who threatens him by saying that he will wait for him until he is free and kill him instantly. Woo is scared while crying and asks him for forgiveness. But Suk ignores him and leaves. Day by day he feels haunted. One day, while Hyun is exercising, Woo comes to ask Hyun to train him. But he ignores him and continues exercising. The next day, Woo asks the same thing to him but he ignores him again. Being annoyed followed by him, Hyun stops and asks him to forget about it if he wants revenge and kills his enemies. But Woo answers that he only wants to live as a normal person where no one is disturbing him. Pity to him, Hyun suddenly changes his mind and asks him to come there tomorrow for his first day training. It turns out that it's not as easy as that. He will accept him as a student when he can beat him on running 100 rounds. Appears that he lost badly from Hyun. But he still continues his running even if he can't take it anymore. He staggers while imagining Suk and the big man prisoner. He comes back again and runs even faster until he faints. The next day, Hyun meets the head of the prison, where he will give a special treatment for Hyun because he's been a very good prisoner. Hyun takes this offer by asking him something related to Woo. It turns out that Woo has been moved to Hyun's room so he can focus on his training. This is a good idea, but haven't had the chance to thank you yet. Woo is immediately told to do push-ups. And he even can't make one pull-up. Day by day, he needs to focus on the basics, starting from push-ups, pull-up, punching, kicking, and also eat more food. Few weeks passed, Woo having good progress, and even exceed Hyun's expectations. But it doesn't stop him. He even still trains while reading books. His friend salutes him but also gives him bad news. Hyun will be moved to another prison. While Woo is training his fighting skills, he's dumbfounded because of the previous news. Knowing that, Hyun only asks him about how long he will hide behind him. That makes him motivated. Then, Woo's friend is dragged by the big man's subordinate and gets bullied. Seeing that, Woo appears bravely and even counters their attack well, and they leave. The next day, Woo gets called by the big man. There, Woo apologizes for what has been done yesterday. But he gets bullied again. Not satisfied with that, the big man also punches him. With reflex, he dodges it easily and even gives a counter-attack. Now, they are about fighting. Even if he has been trained, his power is still lacking and he gets smacked. Woo is able to hit him many times, but it doesn't mean anything. Then, he is knocked down. But this stubborn kid wakes up because of his strong determination. With his last power, he punches him using his head many times and is able to knock him down. Woo doesn't stop there and punches him many times. But Hyun comes to stop him from doing that. On the other hand, in the center of the city, Suk throws a tantrum with a gangster and they fight. Because of his skills, Suk can beat them only by himself. His action appears to be seen by a gangster leader. This leader asks him to join them and offers to train under him. It turns out that he is now a gang member who works as a bouncer. In prison, Woo now is strong enough. Now, his training has become sparring with his teacher. Woo still always gets beaten by Hyun. But at a moment, he is able to beat his teacher. Hyun is very proud of him, and it turns out that today is his last day here. At the last moment, they are very sad over their separation. Several days Woo is still not able to move on from his memory. The next day, the nimble short man takes advantage of Hyun's leaving to fight this nerd. First, Woo refuses, but this short man gives him a good offer. He will follow everything that Woo says. Woo asks him if he won, this nimble short man must not bully anyone again. And the date is set along with the bets. The day has come, everyone is ready and waiting for Woo. But he hasn't appeared yet. It turns out that he has a visitor, Suk, who wants to threaten him again by saying that he is now a gang member. He is always waiting for that day when Woo is free. Now, Woo is coming to his fight. Without saying much, they start fighting. This nimble short man has the same styling fight with Game Takken character, martial law. By using his speed, he kicks Woo many times without getting back. Now, Woo is using his teacher's fighting style, MMA, and it works. But this short man is able to handle it and turn things around. Now, both of them have been hurt. But finally, Woo is able to lock him tightly and the fight is over after the officers come with Woo as the winner. Now, the gang leaders keep their promise. Furthermore, they become friends and spend time together. The day of Woo's leaving has come. Before he leaves, he visits his practice field with Hyun. When he is about to leave by walking, Suk is there waiting for him. Without saying anything, they go to the nearest field to fight there. They start their fight by hitting each other. Because of his experiences from being a gangster and athlete, Suk knocks Woo down not once, but many times. But, with his determination, he doesn't give up and keeps getting up. At these critical conditions, Woo remembers the technique taught by Hyun. Now, he is using it by hitting Suk's eyes using a strong spine punch that makes him lose his control and makes him down. Now, Woo is leaving as the winner. At the end of the movie, Woo visits Hyun as his teacher in prison. Hyun is now proud of his student. They are chatting about the shark, which is vicious and always awake. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.